His MVP. That's one. Right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Gone again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
It's happened. The Rangers have finally won a series. Oh my goodness. What a game today. Rangers win 1-0 on a Wyatt Langford walk-off single. I'm just glad the Rangers got the win today. It wasn't pretty. It was what I would call an ugly win, but I'm just glad the Rangers got the win today. Good game if you just consider the fact that they got the victory. A lot of concerns, I would say, offensively, just throughout the game. Could have easily gone the Pirates' way today. I think the Rangers are fortunate to get a dub, but they do get a dub today, and that is what's most important out of all of this. Now, the Rangers, bright spots today. There are a few of them. We're going to talk about those, no doubt. We're going to go through all of the scoring, and there was only one of those today. Only one run scored between the two teams this afternoon. Going into the off day tomorrow for the Rangers, we'll go through the box score. Like I said, try and spin some positives your way. Obviously, Wyatt Langford gets the big knock, the hero of the day today. But before we get into all that, y'all know the drill here at Right On Rangers. We cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers, and especially the Rangers during baseball season. We thank you, whether you're watching live or on the replay, for choosing Right On Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. If you're not following, you're not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead, hit that notification button, hit that follow, subscribe button, get notified every time we go live, and keep up to date with all of our latest and greatest content. Let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and start with comments, say what's up to y'all before I launch into some of my big points from the day. Wyatt Langford, the hero today, Baseball Network, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Aaron, my guy, thanks for tuning in today. Appreciate you. It says, today was a horribly good game. What a great way to put it. A horribly good game. Pitching did a hell of a job with 16 Ks between Heaney and the pen. Offense just couldn't get it knocked in the early innings. Couldn't knock in runs in the early innings. But we got the dub regardless. Astros lost today. It's a good day. I've always said anytime you can get a Rangers win and an Astros loss, it's a great day. Great day to be a Rangers fan. And Wyatt Langford, of course, did have a very good game today himself. We're going to get into everything here in just a little bit. But let's start with who I think is one of the stars of the game, and not necessarily the guy that's going to get all the love and attention with the walk-off hit. But let's talk about Andrew Heaney. Heaney has been an absolute force for the Rangers this year from the bump. Heaney goes 5 strong innings today, no earned runs, 1 walk, only allows 5 hits, so 6 base runners in 5 innings. 8 Ks today, was missing a ton of bats, lowered his ERA to 4.04 on the season. Andrew Heaney has been one of the biggest pleasant surprises for the Rangers this year, and I just continue to be amazed by how well he continues to pitch despite an abysmal lack of run support. I mean, I don't know. Andrew Heaney has got to be up at the top of the league in a bad way in terms of lowest run support given by the offense in his starts. Andrew Heaney, 4-13 on the season, Didn't get a decision today, obviously leaving the game with the 0-0 tie. Andrew Heaney, last 15 games, 3.76 ERA. And in his last several starts, the strikeout numbers have been high. Against Minnesota, he also struck out 8. Really just the one mistake pitch against the Twins last time out, the 3-run homer that he allowed. Otherwise, Andrew Heaney, 16 Ks over his last 2 starts, 16 Ks in his last 9 1/3 innings pitched. You would be with the connection in a little bit. I just keep dropping and dropping for whatever reason. I hope it starts evening out a little bit. I will keep trying, but may have to cut it if we're having issues. May have to cut and just go on TikTok. So if you follow me on TikTok, I know a few of you follow me across the socials. I think we're going strong there. But stick around. Hopefully things even out a little bit. So let's talk more about Andrew Heaney. Not sure, I was saying right before things cut out, not sure if Andrew Heaney is going to be a guy that the Rangers can re-sign, but I truly would love it if they could. I just think he is going to command a pretty penny, and I don't think the Rangers are going to be willing to pay it. I think they have some other needs across the board that are probably more pressing. I think most Rangers fans can agree you would probably rather invest money in the offense at this point. I just don't know if I see them keeping Heendog unless he really wants to give the Rangers, I should say, some kind of hometown discount. But I'm not going to fault him. I would, if I was in his shoes at the spot where he's at in his career, I think you have to try and go and get as much money as you possibly can. Andrew Heaney at this point, 33 years old, he can probably go ahead and still get himself one more big contract, if you will. Probably maybe a 3, maybe a 4-year deal that might be pushing it for Heaney. But I think he could go and get himself some kind of solid 3 or 4-year deal, maybe getting $15 million a year, maybe a little less than that. But I think Heaney can go get himself something good. So I don't think the Rangers are going to be able to re-sign him. I hope to be wrong. I just think the needs are too pressing offensively. And I really do think that the Rangers need to invest in the offense this year more than anything else. I think they've got the pitchers that they need. We went through it last night. They've got DeGrom. They've got Evo. They've got Malley. They've got John Gray. You've got some other guys as well that are going to be so solid. Cody Bradford. I just don't think there's a strong need to re-sign Heendog. I would love it if they could work it out, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Hopefully things have evened out a little bit, y'all. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. I know the tech difficulties suck when they happen. I was scrambling there for a minute, but thanks for hanging. Hopefully we can get a little continuity here. Appreciate you guys. Let me keep going. Let me get back to comments here. The Cowboys polo. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I've got quite a few. Pretty much like all my polos for work are like Rangers, Cowboys. So, man, I just keep them rolling through. So I'm coming pretty much straight from work right now. Just hopped on. Going to talk a little Rangers with you guys before we go have ourselves a good evening with the family. But we are really excited to be getting on live after a win and after a series win. Hope y'all like the new intro video. I've got the classic call, the TV call that is, of the Rangers winning the World Series. For anybody that joined in a little late, the joke for today was, it's happened. The Rangers have finally won a series. And it's been about 7 since the Rangers finally got one. So the Rangers had lost 7 series in a row. It was about to be 8 with a loss today. So the Rangers, after losing 7 straight series, have finally won one. It took a while. It took, what, probably 3-4 weeks has it been since they've won a series? Big reason why the Rangers are where they're at right now in the standings, but glad the Rangers could get that that series dub today against the Pirates. And it took up until the bottom of the 9th inning. The Rangers sure wasted a lot of chances today, but they finally end up getting it done. Rangers were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, so it wasn't for a lack of opportunities that the Rangers squeaked this one out. They had plenty. Heim, Semien ground into double plays. We had actually Jonah Heim, speaking of, hitting in the 3 spot today. Jonah Heim was not expecting to see him that high up in the lineup, but what do you know? He had a couple of hits today, but the Rangers really squandered some opportunities. We're going to talk through all of them here in a little bit. So Rangers, bottom of the 1st inning, they had a runner on 3rd base, Nate Lowe, not able to come through. Inning over. Bottom of the 2nd inning, Wyatt Langford was able to get to 2nd base early on. So you had 1 out, runner on 2nd, Jankowski, Leote, back-to-back outs. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Rangers actually got Corey Seager on with a single. Jonah Heim promptly grounded into a double play. Bottom of the 4th, Rangers go 1-2-3. Bottom of the 5th, Wyatt Langford and Travis Jankowski walk back-to-back. This was one of the more particularly painful innings for the Rangers, the bottom of the 5th. Langford walks, Jankowski walks, runners on 1st and 2nd, and you've got nobody out. Leote comes up, and Leote had a rough game today. Leote asked in the bottom of the 5th to bunt. I think he went down on 3 straight pitches. Foul bunt, strike 1. Foul bunt, strike 2. Swinging strikeout on a changeup below the zone. Leote had been doing pretty well with the small ball up to this point, but Leote did not have a good game today, and that at-bat was absolutely terrible. If you're Leote, you got to find a way to get that bunt down and get Langford and Jankowski over to 2nd and 3rd for Marcus Semien and Corey Seager. Semien promptly grounds into a double play after Tavares strikes out on 3 straight pitches, and the Rangers' bottom of the 5th is over. We did see Domingo Germán have a really good game today. He has been pretty solid for the Pirates so far, 1.50 ERA on the season. He had 4 walks today, gave up 3 hits, but no earned runs. Germán was on today, no doubt. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. We had a Jonah Heim single, and then from that point on, Doley and Nate Lowe out. Doley struck out. Nate Lowe flied out. Bottom of the 7th inning rolls around. 1, 2, 3. Young, Langford, Jankowski. We're just running through each half inning for you. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Rangers strike out back to back. 1, 2, 3. And then we head to the bottom of the 9th where it started getting interesting. Jonah Heim singled on a ground ball to IKF. IKF throws it a little bit wide. Jonah Heim reaches. Doley singles on a line drive to left field. At that point, they had pinch run Jonah Heim for Ezekiel Duran. Nate Lowe lined out, but a productive out that ended up getting Ezekiel Duran over to third base. Josh Young struck out swinging on a pretty bad pitch right before Wyatt Langford came up. I mean, there were 6 pitches in the at-bat, so a quality AB technically, but Josh Young just swings at a terrible pitch for strike 3. And at that point, there were 2 outs with runners on first and third in the bottom of the 9th inning for Wyatt Langford. And Wyatt Langford comes up in a 2-1 count and singles home the game-winning run on a curveball on the inside corner. Just kind of muscled that one out there to center field, didn't he? And Langford, the hero of the game, Rangers end up winning 1-0. And there's your recap. Let me keep going here. Natalie says, do you think Langford should be higher in the lineup? I really don't know at this point. I really don't know if I'm willing to have Langford go any higher than what he is right now. I'm on the fence. Langford right now hitting 7th. Could you justify him hitting 5th or 6th again? I think so. I think 5th or 6th, Wyatt Langford would probably be okay. I'm not going any higher than 5. I don't think that really at this point you can say, hey, one game, he's back. Still hitting under, I think, 200 his last 30 games. Let's see if the 2 for 3 tonight bumped him up. Last 30 games, 209 now. His last 30. He is hitting 333 over his last 7. So let's dwell on that. But no, I really don't feel like Wyatt needs to go a whole lot higher than 5th or 6th. I don't think that the Rangers need to move him up any further than that in the order. But he did have a great game today. 2 for 3. Love to see that. And every other Ranger, there weren't a whole lot of other highlights offensively. Simi was 0 for 3 with a walk. Seager 1 for 4 with 2 Ks. Jonah Heim 2 for 4. Good to see him having a multi-hit game. Doley was 1 for 3 with a walk. You'll absolutely take that from Adolis. Langford 2 for 3 with the walk, on base 3 times today. Hero of the game offensively. El Blondie, Jankowski 0 for 2 with the walk. Leote 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Grossman came on, struck out in his one at bat. So I don't think that we need to see Langford hitting a whole lot higher than where he is right now. I wouldn't be moving him up in the order, but that's just me. And then after Heaney comes on, Leclerc strikes out the side, does allow a hit, but Leclerc comes in with bases empty. And in a 0-0 ball game, I would say adequate amount of pressure. Leclerc able to strike out the side. Good to see an outing like that from him. Chafin comes in, allows a hit, but Nate Lowe with a nice little double play. IKF was being asked to bunt and then did a slash play where you pull back the bunt and then you swing away. Ball was right at Nate Lowe. Nate Lowe catches it, sprints back to first base, doubles off the runner. That was a nifty little double play from Nate Lowe. So Chafin does not give up a run, strikes out 1. Robertson comes in, allows 2 base runners, but does strike out 2 to get out of the 8th inning. Kirby Yates comes on, strikes out 2, sits him down 1, 2, 3. Yates actually comes away with the win tonight. Wyatt Langford comes up in the bottom of the 9th behind Kirby Yates, shut down 9th inning and wins the game. So Kirby Yates, good to see him getting a dub. But the bullpen was outstanding. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk. And then you had the bullpen striking out 8 in 4 innings pitched. Not bad. You'll take that every day. Outstanding effort from the bullpen tonight. Think that you got to give it to him at this point. Bullpen was incredible. Andrew Heaney had an awesome day. Love it. Absolutely love it. So collectively, give the nod to the bullpen, give the nod to Andrew Heaney, Wyatt Langford, nice day today. Hopefully it can continue. Think it'll be good to get an off day. I really do feel like a lot of the Rangers could probably use one. There's a few guys that are hot, but it's not collectively a lot of guys. It's maybe two, maybe three guys. I really would like to see the Rangers come in this weekend after the off day. They're going to Cleveland for a series with the Guardians this weekend. We'll see how it goes. I can't say this is one of those off days where you're like, man, the Rangers are just so hot. They're playing so well. You just don't want the off day. I think right now you want the off day. This Rangers offense still does not look very good. Double-digit strikeouts today, 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, multiple ground into double plays. Nate Lowe and Leote with runners left in scoring position with 2 outs. For me, I'm definitely embracing the off day. If I am a Rangers coach, if I'm a Rangers player, embrace the off day, get a breather, hopefully come out for the Guardian series ready to go. I'll keep going here. I think Langford is better when he's having fun, not putting a ton of pressure. Eventually, I want him higher, but I agree, not yet. Let him develop more. Yeah, keep Langford 5 or 6. No reason really at this point with where they're at in the season. You don't really have that pressure anymore of like needing to produce. I think most Rangers fans have resigned themselves to the fact that the postseason is not going to be a happening thing. I think the front office and the managers have done the same thing. So I really do feel like at this point, keep Wyatt Langford where he is. Let him have fun. No need for the pressure of hitting third, hitting fourth. I think fifth, sixth is probably where he needs to be. Maybe you hit him seventh, but I don't think they need to do a whole lot beyond that. Just my take on Wyatt Langford, at least. Let me keep going here. So we have a few things I think that we can talk about beyond the pitching, beyond, of course, the batting, the hitting, the box score. We had a couple of double plays turned tonight defensively. Josh Young did have an error. I thought that was kind of a little bit of a harsh scoring. It's a play he should make. I mean, I'm just going to call it like it is. Josh Young should have made that play. Believe that was an error in the early innings, if I'm not mistaken. A play that Josh Young will probably tell you he should have made. I thought they would probably give him a hit there, but I don't know if that was as bad of an error as I've seen from other Rangers players in other games recently. But Josh Young does collect an error tonight, uncharacteristic of him, a guy with a really great glove over at third base. But beyond that, Langford with 50 RBI on the year, you got about at this point 34 games left. So don't think he's going to by any means get to 90. Probably not going to get to 80. It would be fun if he got over 75. I think that could definitely still happen. Could get over 75 RBI on the season. That would be a cool milestone for Langford at this point. I don't think that he is in the rookie of the year running at all. He would have to hit a home run every other day for the rest of the season, I think, to be considered in that. But I think that they probably would have liked Wyatt Langford to be a little bit better this year and to have produced a little bit more. But that being said, he's got a long runway. I think the Rangers are going to continue to help him get better and better. I imagine Wyatt Langford is going to be even hungrier to get where he needs to be and where he's expected to be, which is in the middle of this lineup, driving in runs, hitting home runs. My hope is that Wyatt Langford comes back even better in 2025. I said on the lives in recent days that I don't know if they can really count on that at this point, but I would really like to see Wyatt Langford be a big contributor next year. I think they counted on that probably a little bit too much this year, and I think that it ended up burning the Rangers. I don't think Wyatt was quite ready to step into that RBI run-producing role that the Rangers had him in for a lot of the season, but it is what it is at this point. Let me keep going with some things for tomorrow, for Friday. Don't know if the Rangers have announced any kind of starters for this weekend. They're going into a series against the Guardians. Guardians playing the Yankees this week. Right now, the Yankees are beating them 2-0 in the top of the second. Looks like Friday night, Rangers have Evo going, and the Guardians have yet to announce a starter. So Evo on Friday night, that'll be nice. Start out with your ace, with your best pitcher going into Cleveland. Hopefully Evo can set the tone for that series. Again, Guardians have not yet announced a starter. By the way, that game will be free, as will many other games on MLB TV if you want to join in and watch the Rangers. If you're not in the locality, if you're not in Arlington, Texas, surrounding area, free game of the day on MLB TV is the Guardians and Rangers. That game will start at 6:10 Texas time, 4:10 for me out here in Vegas. Let's see how Evo has fared against the Guardians lineup right now. Looks like there's a few guys, couple of guys with some double-digit at bats. Hedgie actually has double-digit ABs against Evo, 1 for 10 with a home run. I don't know if we're too worried about Austin Hedges in that series, but 1 for 10 with the homer against Evo is Austin Hedges. Quan is 1 for 4. We've got a couple other guys. Ramirez is actually, I think, 2 for 17 with the home run. Naylor 0 for 5. So Evo actually has some pretty good numbers against the Guardians. A lot of guys, no numbers quite yet, but Evo, at least in the small sample size that he has against some of the Cleveland hitters, pretty decent numbers against. So glad that Evo will be on the bump for us. Hope we can get a first game win, and then you got a couple of chances to win a series. Always easier to do that when you win game one. So I hope the Rangers are able to come into Cleveland with a good taste in their mouths from this Pirates series and maybe get another series win. It'd be nice if they could kind of start stacking these a little bit in one way or another. After Cleveland, they go to Chicago. So wouldn't that be fun? Rangers win a few series in a row. I think clearly they've got a good chance to do it in Chicago. The Guardian series is going to be a tough one. The Guardians are a very good team, but that would be fun. Rangers win this series against the Pirates. They go to Cleveland, win a series. They go to Chicago, win a series. That'd be a lot of fun. Then I think they have some series coming up with the Mariners. Not sure if the Mariners are right after the White Sox or not. I'll see if I can get a read on that. Monday will be, I believe, an off day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, playing the White Sox. And then Friday, the Rangers will be facing the A's at home. So next weekend is going to be the Oakland A's after they play the Guardians and the White Sox on the road. They come back home, get some home cooking, play the A's. That's the plan. Let me keep going here. We've got Gray Saturday, then Bradford Sunday. Good. Thank you for that. I actually read that off of Natalie. Appreciate that comment. So Gray Saturday, Bradford Sunday. We'll see what happens. It would be nice if the Rangers were able to get a couple of dubs. I'm not expecting a sweep by any means, but it would be fun if the Rangers were able to come away with at least a couple of wins. So, yes, John Gray on Saturday. And right now, the projected starter for Sunday is Cody Bradford against the Guardians. Guardians have not announced any starters in this series yet. So, to be determined, we'll see who they're going to end up throwing out there against the Rangers. Yeah, look, it's not over till it's over. That's totally true. And the Rangers now, you look at the standings, and they are currently 10 games out, 4.5 games out for Seattle. So they are right now 5.5 games behind the Mariners, 12 games back of the wild card. The Rangers have a lot of work to do. In 35 games left, 34 games left. It's going to be pretty much a miracle for the Rangers to come back and get into the playoffs. But you know what? Maybe the Astros go on a little 10-game losing streak and the Rangers get on a little 10-game winning streak and we're right there. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. I'm not holding my breath. I'm not counting on it, but no, they're not eliminated until that magic number says 0. So we'll see what happens. I am not holding out a lot of hope, y'all. I'm just being real with you. But I sure would love to see the Rangers make it competitive, play spoiler at the end of the season here. They got some games coming up against the Mariners. Play spoiler, all right? Play spoiler. Beat some teams, crush some playoff hopes down the stretch. Who knows? Maybe the Rangers can get on a little fun run here at the end of the season. Give Rangers fans some hope, some confidence going into 2025. I would love to see that. Big start coming up tomorrow for Jacob deGrom. If you are missing the Rangers tomorrow in the off day, tune in to Jacob deGrom. Maybe, I don't want to promise anything. Maybe we will talk a little Jacob deGrom tomorrow. Maybe we'll go live. We might just take the day off. So, don't expect anything, but maybe I'll hop on for a little bit tomorrow and talk Jacob deGrom, get real specific and just talk deGrom start. So maybe at the end of the night tomorrow, we can hop on real quick and discuss that. Kumar Rocker goes tonight. Aaron, thank you for that. I was actually curious when he was going to be starting next. So tonight, if you want to watch a little ball, get on MILB.com, tune into Kumar Rocker starting tonight for Frisco. And then Jacob deGrom will be going for Frisco tomorrow night. Like I said, perhaps we hop on the live for a short Ride on Rangers live and we'll talk Jacob deGrom. It'll be fun to watch him pitch competitively. I would definitely like to see him have a nice, strong start. Look, I don't want to put too much stock in this one. Don't want to put too much pressure on it, but it sure would be nice to see deGrom have a strong outing. They are projecting that he will start a total of 4 games. Don't know if those are all going to be in Frisco or if some of them will be up with AAA. I don't know if it matters a whole lot, to be honest with you. But deGrom, probably 4 starts with the minor league teams before he comes back. That would put him returning to the club probably at the very beginning of September. So think like the weekend of, I don't know, maybe the 9th or the 10th, something like that. Maybe that gives deGrom a few starts as a Ranger before the end of the season. So that'll be fun. I will love to see Jacob deGrom pitching again competitively in a Rangers uniform. That'll be a bright spot, I think. And otherwise, what's been a little bit of a disappointing, little bit of a bummer season for the Rangers. It'll be fun getting deGrom back. Hopefully, he will be firing on all cylinders heading into the offseason and into 2025. I would love to see that from deGrom. He was touching 99, 100 in the simulated games against his Rangers teammates. Let's see what he does tomorrow. That'll be fun, though. We will see how deGrom fares in his was about to say AAA, AA debut in 2024. So beyond that, I'll check comments here. I know I haven't gotten on TikTok much and checked out the comments. I know I got a couple of y'all hanging out. Let's see if I missed anything worth reading out loud. I think I got caught up on everything, but if you guys have any comments, questions you want to throw my way, please do so. We might be going just a little bit shorter today than what we usually do. Any news on the Mahle injury? John says, from what I hear, John, it was really just a precautionary thing. So to me, that says he's probably just going to be missing 1 start. So his turn in the rotation coming up here in a couple of days. So I would expect that we probably see Mahle back at some point later on next week, but don't know. From what I heard, Jared Sandler, I think, kind of did a little reporting on this. And I saw a couple other beat writers basically say it's just an abundance of precaution because he's coming off the injured list. So maybe this is a little way that the Rangers can get him a little bit of rest, a little recovery time. So it would surprise me if he missed more than 1 or 2 start. I really think the intention was just to give him a bit of a breather after going, 3-4 starts in a row after coming off the IL. And they did extend him out a little bit in those starts. So I think Mahle will be back at some point next week, unless the recovery just is not going as planned, which I think from everything that I've heard, it's really just some extra rest that they want Mahle to get. So good news on that. Still don't love seeing him go on the IL, but perhaps just totally precautionary, like everyone is reporting so far. That would be the hope. All right, guys, let me go headlines around the league. And if you have anything else Rangers related you want to throw in the mix, put it in the chat, put it in the comments. I'll definitely get to it before I sign off. Let me keep going here. We've got Joey Votto officially retiring. Joey Votto, former MVP, face of the Reds, officially retires. What a long career for him. He was with the Blue Jays in their minor league system for a little while. Of course, Joey Votto from Canada, kind of a feel-good signing in spring training. Joey Votto, minor league contract with the Blue Jays, but he officially now retires, and he will be moving on to the next chapter of life. Joey Votto, definitely one of, I would say, just in terms of his approach and his mentality, I don't want to say one of the best hitters to ever play the game, but I just always loved his approach up at the plate. He was a tough out, good eye up there at the dish. So Joey Votto, former Reds first baseman, finally calls it a career. This is an interesting article. How it says for the headline, by the way, on MLB.com, how bad do these bubble teams need to make the playoffs? We rank them 1 to 10. I don't think the Rangers are going to be anywhere in this article. The Mariners are front and center as a team that really needs to make the playoffs with all the moves they made at the deadline. The Mariners are in jeopardy right now. Cardinals are another one. Giants are another one. Cubs, Red Sox. Those are the top 5. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but I do absolutely think that the Mariners are in somewhat of a nightmare scenario right now. The Mariners made some big trades at the deadline, and the Mariners are on the outside looking in right now for the playoffs. Little bit of a nightmare scenario for them. You traded for a Rosarina. They made a couple other trades as well, if I'm not mistaken. So a Rosarina, Turner. They traded for Justin Turner. So they made a couple of pretty decent sized trades. And right now they are on the outside looking in. So the Mariners, I think, are definitely going to be in some hot water. DePoto, their GM, I can't imagine the front office, the ownership is going to be too happy going out, spending some farm capital, and you go ahead and miss the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. The Rangers, John, I know you've said this, Rangers could play big-time spoiler to the Mariners. You go out and you win both those series against the Mariners, I think it's all but a death sentence for their playoff hopes. I would love to see the Rangers play spoiler down the stretch. Let me keep going here. John, getting back to Rangers, the offensive futility in the last 2 games. Great walk-off from Wyatt, but hard game to watch today. And I couldn't agree more. It was like every time the Rangers had an opportunity, double play ball, right? Missed bunt, Leote, 1, 2, 3, strikeout. That Leote at bat was painful. And he actually has been decent of late, like maybe over the past month, getting bunts down, playing the small ball, but today was terrible. 2 foul bunts, and then you strike out on a pitch that was not even close to a strike. It was painful from Leote today. So I am worried going into the Guardian series. There's really nothing that I can point to, y'all. And I'm not trying to be just pessimist negative here, but I got to tell y'all like it is. There's nothing that gives me a lot of confidence that the Rangers are going to go into Cleveland and have a good offensive series. I think they're going to have to win like they did against the Pirates. And against a team like the Guardians, I really don't know how realistic that is. Against a team like the Guardians, you got to score some runs. So I just don't know if it is going to be a good series up there in Cleveland for the offense. Don't know who they're going to be pitching. That obviously does make a big difference. But with how bad the Rangers offense has been, I am not expecting much. I'm hoping Evo can give us one of those patented nasty Nate performances, and maybe we squeak out a couple of runs and it's like a 2-1, maybe a 3-1 ball game, low scoring. I've been predicting on my shorts and reels that I make for every game. I've been predicting like some 5, 6, 7 run outputs. I kind of said to myself today while the game was going on, I don't think I need to be predicting the Rangers to score any more than 5 until this offense can prove otherwise. I think that's about the Rangers max with how they are going right now offensively. So I hope that the Guardian series, the offense figures it out, but I'm just not super hopeful, guys. And I'm not even going to lie to you. We'll see what happens. Guardians haven't announced any pitchers yet. That does make a difference, but we'll see what happens. Keep going here. Top 10 free agents this offseason. This could be fun. MLB, one of their beat writers, just kind of in general, that covers all Major League Baseball, is going to give you their top 10 free agents. Juan Soto, of course, is going to be number 1. I don't even need to look at the article to tell that. Corbin Burns is the second top free agent. He was obviously a bit of a rental when the Orioles traded for him, but Corbin Burns, free agent. I'll let you know, by the way, if they say that any of these guys are fits for the Rangers. So Soto, the potential fits, Giants, Mets, Yankees, Corbin Burns, Mets, Orioles, Red Sox. So all this, by the way, is just one guy's opinion. So MLB.com beat writer. This is Mark Feinsand. I believe that's how you say his name. So take this with a grain of salt. It's just good discussion for us. Blake Snell and the potential fits, Giants, Padres, Rangers. So Feinsand on MLB.com has Blake Snell potentially being a good fit for the Rangers. These are the top 10 free agents that are going to be out there in the 24-25 offseason. Alex Bregman is going to be a free agent next year. I've been talking about the Astros and the state of their franchise off and on over the past month. The Astros, if they cannot re-sign Bregman, that is a big blow. And right now, potential fits, the Diamondbacks, Mariners, and of course the Astros. But Bregman, little bit of a slow season. He had obviously 2018, 2019 with the 36 bombs and the 970 OPS, but he hasn't really reached those levels since then, although he's still kind of one of the more productive third basemen in baseball. I'd love to see Bregman go outside the division. I still think he's a great, solid ball player. Wouldn't it be great if he could get away from the Astros somehow? Somebody willing to pay him some big money and get him out of Houston. I would say the Astros are probably the favorites to re-sign Bregman, but there's another big free agent for you. Number 5, Max Fried. Cubs, Padres, there's the Rangers again. So Feinsand seems to think we're in the market for a big name lefty. So Snell and now Max Fried for the Rangers. Fried is a homegrown Brave, and he does not appear to be on this list for potential fits. So I don't know if they're just calling it a relationship. Just it's over between Max Fried and the Braves. But right now, 3.62 ERA for Max Fried, 3-time Gold Glove winner. He's going to be one of the tops out there. Rangers are linked to him. Now, here's my guy that I was talking to you guys about last night, Santander. Anthony Santander, 30 years old, been a solid player for several years, but he's having a career year this year. He picked the perfect year to get hot. And Anthony Santander, I think, is going to command a pretty nice paycheck moving forward. Right now, Rangers are not listed as a potential fit. Again, take all these potential fits with a grain of salt. This is just one guy's opinion, maybe mixed in with a little bit of sourcing. But right now, the fits for Santander, Cardinals, Guardians, Phillies. Matt Chapman is another guy. Chapman is playing for the Giants right now. He does have 20 home runs. He does have an opt-out clause. He could opt in with the Giants, but right now, over 20 bombs, over 60 RBI. I think the average is a little bit below where you'd want it to be. But right now, Astros, Giants, Mariners. So Mariners do appear that they are going to be in the market for a third baseman. And I'd imagine if Bregman gets away from the Astros, Matt Chapman would be of interest to them to replace him. Again, I'd love to see that Astros band get broken up a little bit. We'll see what happens, but Matt Chapman, Astros, Giants, Mariners for potential fits. Pete Alonso is next, number 8 on the top 10 list. Pete Alonso currently being linked to just painful to see. Astros, that would be worst case scenario. Pete Alonso going to the Astros, but I imagine they are going to be in the hunt for a first baseman, but I sure hope the Cardinals or Mets re-sign him. Those are the other two potential fits. Do not want to see Pete going anywhere near the Astros. No, thank you. Absolutely no thank you on that one. But Pete is listed right now, short list, but Astros, Cardinals, Mets. He's been one of the most reliable power threats since back in 2018-19 when he debuted. He's got 27 bombs this season. I'd love for the Rangers to go out and get him, but they are going to have some stiff competition. Willy Adames, number 9 on the list. Right now, I think he's one of the top shortstops in the league. He's been linked to the Blue Jays, the Dodgers, and the Giants. So we will see what happens. A lot of shortstops have cashed in recently in free agency. You got Swanson, Correa, Bogarts, Trey Turner. I mean, of course, Corey Seager. So Willy Adames may be cashing in here pretty shortly. His defense is not, I don't think, like super above average, but I think he's solid out in the field, and he's had a great offensive year. And then Jack Flaherty, number 10 on the list. Potential fits, Dodgers, Mets, Red Sox. And right now for the Dodgers, Jack Flaherty, in his Dodgers debut, I believe he pitched pretty well. I think 6 innings, no earned runs. Gotten a little bit roughed up in his last 2 starts against Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. But Jack Flaherty going to be another top pitching arm. And beyond that, they had a little bonus. I think Sasaki, who's with the Padres right now. Is that right? He is going to, let me see. Sasaki, players younger than 25. Oh, is he not over here quite yet? I think he's actually still in Japan. Dodgers, Orioles, Yankees linked to him. Go figure. The big market teams, of course. Orioles, I don't know if we're calling them a big market team or not, but Dodgers, Yankees right there in on Sasaki, 23-year-old Japanese pitcher. We'll see what happens. And there's the top free agents. So Rangers linked in that article to Blake Snell and Max Fried. Wouldn't you just rather have Andrew Heaney on the cheap rather than going out to get Blake Snell or Max Fried? That's my take on that article. Rangers currently being linked as a potential fit, whatever you want to make of that, to Max Fried or to Blake Snell. I say just go re-sign Andrew Heaney if you're in the market for a lefty. I know some Rangers fans aren't big Andrew Heaney fans, but I'd much rather get Heendog on a nice team-friendly deal than go out and pay top dollar for Max Fried or for Blake Snell. But that's just me. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments. We got a couple people on TikTok chiming in. I'm a New York Giants fan. Beat your Cowboys in the divisional round in 2008. Yeah, I remember that. The 2008 Eli Manning, Tony Romo battles. Yeah, I sure am hoping that the Cowboys have a decent year. I'm going to predict 9-8 on the Cowboys. We're going to get more into Cowboy stuff as the season gets a little closer. And there's no better time to plug this than right now with somebody mentioning Cowboys-Giants rivalry on TikTok here. But you guys know after every Cowboys game and after every Texas Longhorns game, I will be doing a similar style show. We'll be going through the big highlights of the game. We'll go through the box score. We'll talk all things Cowboys, all things Longhorns. I'm going to do a separate show for each one. So after the game on Saturdays, we'll go through the Texas Longhorns, and then we'll go through the Cowboys after Sunday games or Monday games or Thursday games, whenever the Cowboys are playing. So I hope you'll join us. It'll still be right on Rangers Live, but it'll be Cowboys edition, Longhorns edition, and we'll do separate shows. That way, if you're a Rangers fan and you don't care for football or whatever the case may be, you'll get a little bit of a heads up. That being said, I'd love for as many of y'all as possible to follow me over to talk about talk about the Cowboys, talk about the Longhorns. That would be phenomenal. So that'll be starting up here, in a week or two? Longhorns' first game is coming up pretty quickly here. Cowboys don't start for another few weeks, but let's see here. Texas Longhorns football debuts pretty quick. August 31st, 12:30 p.m., Colorado State at Texas. So we'll be going live after that game on August 31st, which will open up the season. Then Texas goes to Ann Arbor to face Michigan the following week. So I think the Cowboys don't play till that September 7th weekend. So if you love football, come talk some football with us. Cowboys, Longhorns should be fun. Let me keep going, though. I don't think there's a whole lot else on the MLB homepage for us to cover. Let's see if there's any other headlines worth talking about. World Baseball Classic 2026 pools dates have been announced. So for the World Baseball Classic, they are going to be, playing in Miami and in Houston again. That'll be fun. Some great moments in the WBC. I've really enjoyed watching it. Of course, the Trout Ohtani moment in the last WBC, amazing. So I'm excited for that. 2026, still a couple years away, but that should be fun. The United States will be in a pool with Mexico, Italy, Great Britain. That is the pool for the USA. Mexico, Italy, Great Britain, Pool B. So that should be fun. Mexico obviously always puts out a pretty good team. So we'll see how Team USA does in a couple of years for the World Baseball Classic. And I think that's it, y'all. I don't think there's a whole lot else that's worth going through. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Any more comments? Let me check them out. Let's check TikTok. I love this. Somebody bringing up the Rangers beating the Yankees in the ALCS in 2010. That's what I like to see. Yep, that was fun. 2010, A-Rod striking out to end that 2010 ALCS. One of the top Rangers moments. Obviously, winning the World Series has gone to the top of the list. I'd say number 2, Rangers history, best Rangers moments of all time, has to be A-Rod striking out to end the 2010 ALCS. That was a very, very special moment. A very special moment. And of course, Neftali Feliz, the guy to do it. Feliz always going to be one of my favorite Rangers for doing that to A-Rod, striking him out to end that series and send the Rangers to their very first World Series against the Bruce Bochy-led Giants. Tonight, if you want to watch a little minor league baseball, we talked about AAA. We have Kumar Rocker going tonight. Looks like Round Rock is starting at 7:35 Texas time. They're playing out in Utah, Salt Lake Bees, the Angels AAA team. So Round Rock, 7:35 start tonight, Texas time, 5:35 Pacific time out here for me. And then AA. Let's see what Frisco's doing right now. Looks like Frisco currently is going to, where are they at? Come on now. Where's Frisco out here? Looks like AA. I don't know if they are in warm-ups yet. 7:05 against San Antonio. There you go. Sorry. Computer having some issues today. Thanks for hanging through the technical difficulties. But 7:05 if you want to watch Kumar Rocker. And then let's see if I can get tomorrow's game up a little bit here. So tomorrow in AAA, Thursday, Jacob deGrom will be taking the hill for, it'll be AA, right? AA Frisco. Jacob deGrom will take the mound for AA Frisco at 7:05. It looks like. It still says TBD for the Frisco starter, but I think Jacob deGrom, tentative starter for tomorrow night for Frisco, and that will be at 7:05 Texas time if you're interested in watching Jacob deGrom make his debut, if you will, for 2024, albeit on a minor league rehab stint, but his first rehab start, that should be fun. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up for today. Appreciate you guys all tuning in, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching on the replay. Thank you so much. If you're not following, not subscribed to the account, to the channel yet, please go ahead, hit that follow or subscribe button. hit that notification bell, get notified every time we go live, stay up to date with all the latest and greatest right on Rangers content. We will be maybe taking a day off tomorrow. We'll see what my schedule will allow. I might be able to do a little live after the DeGrom start, maybe just a real quick one. We say that and then it gets long-winded, but maybe a quick one tomorrow after the DeGrom start, or we may just take tomorrow off completely and head into the weekend series against the Guardians, going back live after the Rangers game Friday night. Time will tell on that. We will see. But thank you again. Appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. Off day tomorrow for the Rangers, but go ahead, watch some minor league ball tomorrow. Jacob deGrom on the hill. Thank you so much for all the comments, questions, likes. Appreciate all you guys. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.